if you're giving up 45 to 50% of every new patient you see from Delta or any other PPO plans, the best thing you can do as you reduce your insurance dependence is to create another source of patient that's not as expensive.
Well, Aaron, you've heard me talk about how we want every dentist to think about their PPO adjustments, the difference between their usual fee and their contracted fee. We want them to think of it as a marketing expense. Right. Because that's exactly what it is. You're paying the PPO plan to provide you patients. And when you think about it that way, you're paying a very severe tax.
Yes.
I like to think of it that way because it is that. It is a very severe tax. There's a better way.
Exactly. And that tax on an annual basis could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. You and I have seen $500,000 every single year in that tax. So, so as they develop other ways of creating driving new patients, they need an amazing website. So let's talk about the biggest mistake. So I believe that if you have the wrong map, doesn't matter how hard you try, you're going to get lost. And what I mean is, like, you need to understand the dental buyer's journey in 2023. If you don't understand the dental buyer's journey in 2023, you are going to try really hard to get them to do something that they are not doing anymore. So let me explain that. So the number one mistake is not knowing the dental buyer's journey. So what is the dental buyer's journey? In 2023, like Gary alluded to, 90% to 95% of dental patients start their search on Google. They go to Google, type in what they're interested in. I have crooked teeth. I might have heard of Invisalign. I might type in Invisalign. Maybe the cost, the before and after, all kinds of information to learn about Invisalign. So that's the first thing they're doing. Number one, they're going to Google and typing something in. And the question you as the practice owner has to ask is, am I showing up? Because if I'm not showing up when they're typing that search, I am not being considered as one of the solutions, one of the options for them. So that's the first thing they're doing as part of the dental buyer's journey. The second thing they do is that page shows up. If it's an ad, most people don't click on it. 85% don't click on ads because nobody goes to Google to look at ads, but 10 to 15% do. They will click on it and they will spend an average of 15 seconds if you ran an ad. If it's an organic results, meaning you showed up without paying for an ad near the top of Google and they clicked on it, they will spend 90 seconds to explore and see if you're the right answer. So now let's assume we have the bigger number, which is 90 seconds because they clicked on an SEO or organic result. What are they trying to figure out in that 90 seconds? The first thing they want to know is you are an expert. So for example, if it's implants, they want to make sure that you have done a lot of implant cases. You really know what you're doing because they don't want to go to a doctor who's not an expert. The second question they're asking is, they like you because healthcare is very personal. If they don't feel like you understand them and they understand you, they kind of have this liking, they are going to be hesitant. A, because it's expensive, and B, because it's personal. And the third one is, do they trust you? Again, same two reasons. Like, nobody wants to do anything with anybody they don't trust. So they're looking for reviews and things like that.
So the website is where people go to determine if there's a good reason to come to you for their dental care.
Absolutely.
So the way you've described this thus far, it's kind of a two-step process. First, people have to find you.
Yes.
And of course, if they don't find you, they can't choose you.
Right.
In the old days, we've been doing this long enough, Naren, to remember where getting people to find us was all about the physical location of your office.
Yes.
Preferably on a street that had visibility when people driving by. Well, and I think they called that traffic, traffic. Well, yes. Traffic is still important today, but in a very different context. It has nothing to do with cars driving by your office.
Exactly.
It has to do with people finding your website, traffic to your website. So step one is getting them to find you, which is all about showing up on page one. And then what I'm hearing you say is step two is giving them a reason to choose you.
Exactly. And you have to do it in 90 seconds. So they click on that Invisalign page. Quickly, they have to you have to get the patient to like you, trust you, and see you as an expert. If you can't do that in 90 seconds, then what they always do is go to the next result on Google and click on that and see if that is a better choice. And then if those three are yes, 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 they're calling your office. Of course, then you have to make sure your call is being answered quickly.